Oh man. Knicks get crushed in Miami, 110-87. I don't even know if this deserves a takeaway player ratings or we should just get right down to the lineup changes. But we're going to cover it all, man. We're going to get to the lineup changes, get your takeaways. Call us up, 657-383-1509. Want to hear from all the Knicks fans out there. How we feeling tonight? Hey, Mama said every day's like this, man. That's all I got to say, man. But let's get into it.
KnicksFanTV. Y'all watching KnicksFanTV.
All right, bro. Thanks, man.
Post-game live, Wednesday night Knicks. CP from the KnicksFanTV. My man J. Ellis from the Nick of Time show. A bunch of angry people down below in the chat. Knicks get steamrolled in Miami, man. J. Ellis, I don't know if they went out last night. I don't know. The first half came out like gangbusters. 9 of 15 from three-point land. You didn't know who these guys were. But once again, the starting five comes out slow. Yep. David Fizdale, after Monday's loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, Fizdale said, what they might, they're going to watch tape, and they might switch things up for Friday. And we saw the same story as Monday's game. Slow first start for the starters.
Yep.
Second unit led by Free Dot, Damyean Dotson.
Yep.
Led by Noah Vonleh. Led by, tonight, Frank, Isozo, and Mario on that second unit. Made it respectable in the half. I believe in the half we were only down by a couple, single digits.
Yeah, 2 points.
45-point third quarter.
Woof.
And that's all she wrote. I think most Knicks fans probably turned this game off quite early. They threw in the towel early. Third quarter, We got ran out the building. I said at halftime, one of my halftime notes was if we would have kept Whiteside in check, we might have had a decent chance. But Canner wasn't up to the task.
Yeah.
He can't hold Whiteside, man. But what do you think about the game overall? And
yeah, you pretty much had it. I wonder if this is one of those games where, I don't know, it's a Vonleh or a Mitchell who can match up with him length for length.
Yeah, it's tough. I knew we were going to get outmanned. We were going to get outmanned by Whiteside. You knew that.
Mitchell's still pretty raw too, so that would just been like a shot in the dark just to see if it worked.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, like you said, pretty much like you said, we were in the game for most of led by that second unit. The third quarter though was when things kind of went down.
Yeah, things got out of whack in the third quarter.
Yeah, the Burke was bricking.
Trigger was bad. He was bad tonight. Let's just keep it a buck. Just keep it a buck. Trey Burke was awful tonight. He was awful.
Yeah. The thing with Trey though is like the shots he missed were a lot of in and out.
They were makeable shots.
They were all makeable shots. It's like a lot of layups went in the rim and came out. The jump shots was in the rim and came out. It was a lot of in and out shots today. But then he also kind of has to not let that affect his defense as well. I think that's
his defense was atrocious. But I mean, listen, man. Like I said, they're not all gonna be close games. But tonight was, I thought going into the second half, the game was in reach. Like I said, if we could just, keep Whiteside at bay, and get after, Josh Richardson and those guys. I mean, this was a winnable game. But, the third quarter, man, was just, that was a game. That was it.
Yeah, man, this is the first time we look like a rebuilding team.
They looked like a rebuilding team last night, man.
First time we look like a rebuilding team.
Facts.
And this is when you start to realize that Dotson is real too. Like Dotson is Dotson is real. He was doing this in the summer league. He was averaging like 12 and 5 rebounds and 48% from 3 in the summer league. And he got buried on the bench on the Jeff Hornacek. He never quite got it. He never quite climbed out completely. But Knox getting injured might be a blessing in disguise for Dot and his team.
If Free Dot, if Free Dot, Dot was starting to get freed. During that Knox game against the Celtics. But if Free Dot, and listen, we're going to get to the lineup changes. We're going to get to the calls. I'm throwing my hat in the Damyean Dotson ring. I want to see Dot. I mean, run him at the 3. You might be a little bit undersized. I want to see Dot at the 3. I'll get to the rest of my lineups after we take some calls. But I'm going with Dot, man. Let's go to Julian in Westchester. He's waiting first. Julian, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? That was just you guys said it perfectly, man. A rebuilding loss.
Yeah, that was a rebuilding loss, man. You said it best, Julian.
That's a really nice way to put it. We have some choice words. We're not going to say that, but if we're talking about future, you think Frank, Dotson, Knox, 1, 2, 3. That's a really nice, lengthy, wing and point guard group. And obviously, Dotson coming off the bench is just great. I've been waiting for this since God knows.
Yes,
because we knew on the bench from Hornacek halfway through last year. We knew he was real. We knew what he could do. We knew he was a problem. It's just Jeff was just, I don't know what he was doing. I guess he just didn't like Dotson. So finally we're seeing him. I really want to see him against Durant on Friday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, he's gonna get destroyed. But I mean, I want to see him against the Frontier guys. You're right. I want to see him against the Frontier guys. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hezonja, what is he doing, bro? What is he doing?
Yo, Jay Ellis, man. This guy, Super Mario, man. He's such a weird guy. I got my guy, King Rich. King Rich does my beats for my videos. Shout out King Rich. And he's always DMing me on the gram about Mario. And it's just like, Mario will splash a 3 from 50 feet and then airball a layup. And just come down the lane with some uncoordinated, sloppy.
Absolutely.
And then on defense he's guarding a point guard on half guard. I don't know, man. I don't know, JL. What's up with Mario, man?
Man, I think he just had enough. I think he was trying to take over the game in the third quarter or fourth quarter once he was out of reach.
Facts.
And he just got really shot happy. He's like, well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen with me. And he just started shooting. And he needed to pass a little bit.
He needed to pass, man. Let's go to all right, Max. So let me hear it, Max. Let me hear it, Max. Go ahead, man. Max has been itching to get on since halftime.
I told CP.
Let's get Max in here.
Since the third quarter.
let me hear it, Max.
Yo,
go ahead,
I
man.
was trying to call since Trey Burke missed the shot and let somebody wide open for 3 in the third quarter. I was trying to call it back then, to be honest. I wanted to call back then. Actually,
Jay Ellis said Max has been waiting since halftime to get on.
Yo, listen. Oh, first of all, I got to give it up to y'all. Y'all progressing. You got people answering your phone now.
Yeah, man. Shout out. We got KnicksFanTV, Dave, part of the family. Shout out to Dave. Dave is going to be screening calls. So everybody that calls in, give him your name, where you from, what do you want to talk about, and kind of makes it a lot smoother in terms of the production, so we're not always just going by area code, because that gets people confused as well. So shout out KnicksFanTV Dave, man.
Yeah. All right. So, Jay Ellis.
What up?
Jay Ellis. Are we done with Trey Burke? Are we done? Can we be done? Is it over?
Max, it's only 5 games,
Is it over? Are we done?
I'm not leaving my man. People was going to leave my man Dot in Summer League. People was going to leave my man Dot in Summer League.
Yo.
Dot wasn't playing in Summer League. They was like, yo, Trey Dot, son. Trey Dot. And now he's up. Now he's out here performing. So, no, I'm not leaving my man Trey for having a bad shooting night. Nah, it's 5 games in, bro. It's 5 games.
All right, let me get into it, because I like to talk to the chat, because the chat be the most delusional dudes on earth. I don't care if he has a crossover. I don't care if he scored 17 points in the third quarter. He is not a pass first point guard. What is so hard to understand? This is why the offense looks so bad every first quarter, because the guy's mind is to score and is not to facilitate, right? Does anyone disagree?
Nah, I mean, I don't disagree there, JL. So I think, my next lineup change is going to be Trey. Not because I don't think he can help us.
Yeah.
I think he's better served off the bench.
Ultimately, I feel like he'll be best served as a guard off the bench. I feel like that's ultimately going to be his best role because of his height and pretty much his height and his defensive deficiencies. But as of now, I still feel it's still a weird it's still a weird thing where Frank isn't super aggressive
Exactly.
yet, and Burke sometimes shoots too much. It's still like a weird thing happening at point guard.
I agree.
So, Jay Ellis, see, what happened in the second quarter? What was the lineup that made the run in the second quarter? Who was playing point in the second quarter that made the run? Who was playing that point?
Frank,
Who was
man.
playing that point? I know. No, Frank. Crazy, huh? A pass first point guard gets other scorers involved and does the right thing.
I know, right? But what happened?
Right?
What happened after that? Frank had his crew there that didn't cut into lead at all. So what happened then?
I mean, after then, the whole wheels fell off on everything. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
your boy Hezonja was like, okay, let me just shoot every shot.
Hezonja was shooting from Queens. The game was in Miami.
Man, he was shooting.
Yo, this guy was just doing whatever. Like, it was like, what are you doing? So
Mario does what Mario does, man.
Mario does. Man.
Yo, this guy's like, I think he has a lower IQ than J.R. Smith.
He might, bro. Yo, he might, man.
Because he just does dumb stuff.
He might, bro. Mario.
But let me say this, right?
Yeah.
CJ, you're coming to the light, bro, and I like that. I like that Dotson at the 3 lineup. I like that Frank at the 1 lineup. That's the best lineup we could play right now. And we got to do something with Lance. Because, I don't know. It's not that I dislike him. I just think he's just there. He serves like
Lance had a good first. He had a good first half. Lance had a good first half. He did what he had to do, knock down some open threes and whatnot. You know,
this is the best game he had in a while.
Yeah, I think he's hearing the footsteps. He's hearing the footsteps, man.
Jay Ellis.
What up?
Jay Ellis. There's a difference between playing hard and trying on defense, like Lance does, and actually stopping people like Frank and Dotson do. That's a big difference between those two. Those two versus Lance. Lance don't really stop nobody. I don't ever see. You ever seen Lance stop somebody like that? Like you be like, "Oh, Lance stopped him." I never say that. That never happens. You be like, "Oh, he plays hard. He's smart."
This season, I wouldn't say so much. Last season, there was some key stops he had versus the Bucks with Giannis and some other games where I feel like he did pretty good stopping people in key moments when Jeff had him on certain people down the stretch. This year, not so much.
And thanks for the call, Max. Go ahead, Jails.
This year, not so much. I haven't really seen the defense. Like the offense has fallen completely off, except for tonight. Yeah. The defense isn't what exactly.
I mean, listen, man. I'm not looking for Max to be a shutdown guy, man. We know. I mean, not Max. You hear me, Max? Lance. I'm not looking for Lance to be a shutdown guy, man.
He's a team defender.
He's a lunch pail guy. We know what Lance is, man. Lance will never be more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, the problem is before Dot came, there was what are we doing at that position to cover other people's defensive deficiencies, you know what I'm saying? Now, Dot, kind of looks like to me, when I look at Dot actually has the IQ to kind of play like a little Lance role where he can cover for other people.
He's a nice two-way player, man. I like him and Frank out there.
He's a nice two-way player. He doesn't have the length that Lance has, but he definitely has the IQ. So, I mean, there's a hesitancy to start him at the 3 because it seems like his advantage would be at the 2, but considering the pieces we have right now.
I mean, listen, we got nothing to lose, my dude.
We're trying, especially he's the only one actually balling and he's the most reliable right now.
We got nothing to lose, man. We'll get back to the phones. Shout out to the chat. Knicks Nation, what's going on? A lot of people tight in the chat right now, JL. CP the artist, what up? Curtis West, Nick Dreezy. Curtis West said Mario crossover was laughable. Dan the Yankee says all our point guards are garbage. Corrupt Killer says free Mudiay. Are we going from free? Dot to free Mudiay? Hey, listen, man. Listen.
Is it that bad?
Listen, Team Mudiay out there. You know the Mudiay haters. After seeing Ron Baker for 4 games,
that's CK2K.
5 games.
That's CK2K's burner right there.
I mean, listen. If Fizdale plans to use all these guards like this in the rotation, let me see Mudiay take Baker's minutes. If you're not gonna give it a Frank or ISO, let me see what Mudiay could do coming back off that ankle. Can't be worse than Ron Baker right now, bro. Mudiay gotta come in a little bit.
Say that now.
I'd rather see Mudiay go coast to coast and then fall down when he gets to the rim. Then Ron Baker just passing up on a wide open three. I don't know what Ron Baker's doing out there, man. To be honest with you,
I don't know, man. Either it seemed like he got worse since last year.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, shout out to the chat. Andre Brown in here. He been in here early. John Talento. What's going on in Periscope, JLs? How's the Periscope looking?
Oh man, Periscope. Oh, we got
Fred Wong, SS
Defense.
Defense.
He's a regular now. I see him all the time.
Okay. Shout out Periscope. Yeah, if you guys are watching on Periscope, man, leave us a comment on your starting lineups. We definitely see those and we'll respond to them. Let's go back to the phones. Herman in New Jersey wants to talk about the lineup changes. What's going on, Herman?
My chat too.
How y'all doing tonight, boys? Y'all can hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you, man, perfectly. What's the deal?
All right. So, obviously the starting lineup's not working, and I think when they put this team together, I think they was looking to kind of play faster, push the tempo.
Yes.
But the problem is when you're playing as small as the Knicks are, you can't push the tempo if you can't rebound the basketball. And that's the number one thing that's hurting this team. So I was looking at some different lineup options, but I don't want to really disrupt what's going on with the second unit because that's probably the best part of the team right now. So this is what I would do with the lineup.
That's my thing. Like, how do you that second unit is doing so well. There's so many guys in that unit that's gelling together. I mean, how do you kind of inject some energy in the starting lineup without affecting that second unit?
Maybe it is the dot. Maybe it is.
This is what I would. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe he is putting dot because
this is what I would do.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
For the longest time, it's been Von Lay and Trier and Mario bringing that second unit together. Now Dot has come along and shown some signs. Maybe he is bringing Dot into the first unit. I don't know.
Right. I would start Frank at the 1, Timmy at the 2. I would start Hezonja at the 3, Canner at the 5. But here's my surprise pick at the 4. I would start Cornette at the 4 because I don't like Cantor being the only big on the floor.
Yeah, but Cornette,
if you look at
he's
the other
just not getting,
he's
just not getting active like that.
That's true, but see, I'm looking at somebody who can play well with Cantor. Yeah. And, Vonleh, if you go with Vonleh, you go with Mitchell Robinson at that spot. They occupy the same parts of the floor that Cantor does. So
Vonleh and Cantor are going to clog the paint up.
So Cantor, if you roll Cantor with Cornette is a stretch big. He's going to be around that 3-point line. He gives you 2 7-footers to start the game, okay? And also on defensively, it improves your rebounding, and Cornette is a shot block, so he can give you some block shots there. You're not gonna, you're not gonna play big minutes with that lineup. But
this guy SS Television said you're trying to get us smacked, man. He said you're trying to get us smacked. Yeah. Nah, yo, Herbie, appreciate the call, man. Just because, we got a lot of calls in the lineup, so I just got to move it. But appreciate the call, man. Go ahead, JLs.
Oh, I was saying Cornette don't rebound nothing.
Yeah, Cornette, he's not ready for that action.
That is not the guy to rebound. I would test out the Vonleh Cantor thing though, because Vonleh was shooting threes in preseason. Now he's
but he has no in between. Like he'll chuck a 3 or 2 per game, but he don't have no mid range. He doesn't have a hook shot. I like what he brings. Don't get me wrong. I like what he brings, but that's why I like him off the second unit. So that we don't need him to score. Just rebound, block shots, protect the paint like he's been doing, and hustle. I don't need him to score points. You know what I mean? On that second unit. On the starters, he definitely wants somebody that can be more than respectable out there. And, Lance had a decent first half. He had a decent first half. I think the 4 is going to be the most troublesome spot.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's the other thing, too. Can these guys in the second unit, can they do that versus starters? It remains to be seen as well. Right now, I seem like our bench outplays other people's bench, but if you put them in the starters, what's that going to look like?
See how it looks. Nick Ray says, I'm just getting in. Was the game as bad as it sounds? Yes, it was worse. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Nick.
It definitely was. Whatever, as bad as you thought it was.
As bad as you thought it was.
Worse seeing it.
It was worse, man.
Worse than your wildest imagination.
Who else in here? Curtis West, Sherwin McKenzie in here. Yeah, man. If you're new in the chat, give me a hashtag new so we can shout you guys out. Mike Maury 9. Shout out Mike Maury.
Yo, my regulars in here. Rich Jim S. Parker was good.
Yeah. Pedersen says Baker passing up threes like Landry Fields used to.
Oh.
That's fucked up, man. That's messed up. Yo, Landry Fields, the Raptors did a dope They did like some like opening night video for Kawhi Leonard. Landry Fields was in it. And maybe remember Landry Fields. Remember Landry Fields?
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot about him for a while, man. He sucked. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's talk to some angry Knicks fans, man. I want to hear some lineup changes. Let's go to my guy.
Yeah, y'all might be on the Cody train, yo. I might put Isaiah Hicks in before the Cornets.
Let's go to my guy, man, because his trademark phrase was apropos for tonight. Ron, what's good, Ron?
Man.
Oh,
man, that was ugly tonight, man. That was ugly.
It was ugly, man.
And you know what was a telltale sign early in that game? Is when we was hitting all them threes and we still couldn't pull away.
Still couldn't pull away, yeah.
I said, you know what? I said we're gonna lose this one tonight. I didn't expect to get blown out though. That depressed me. I'm like, I don't care. Hey, you can take a loss, man, but you should never get blown out like that. First of all, you're a professional. You know what I mean? Somebody man up. And I didn't like what I seen defensively. We looked a step slow. Offensively, it's time for a change. Treyberg got to come out of that starting lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that every game we've starting off slow.
Yeah.
With this starting lineup, and it's all because, like the earlier caller said, you got a point guard that's concerned with his bucket, and the only person he really looked for, if you look at him, he's always looking for Tim. They're always playing that two-man game, and I love the way Tim Hardaway is playing right now. Tim Hardaway is turning the corner. I hope he don't revert back to the old Tim, but from what I see right now, he's turned the corner. I love how he's playing the game of basketball.
Defensively, you could ask for a bit more steady effort from Tim. You know what I mean? But yeah, we need him to score.
But he's trying a lot harder this year. He's trying a lot harder this year than the years past because it was all about the offense. And Mario Hezonja, I don't want to see him back on the floor this year. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. They can pack him up with Courtney Lee. I'm sick. And I agree with the last caller that made that comment about him being worse than J.R. Smith. He is trash can status.
Yeah,
Hezonja I look at him
is weird,
and I look
man.
at him and Treyberg on the same level, man. Them guys got confidence issues, man. When they hitting their shot, they're engaged. If their shot's not falling, they're not engaged in the game. And tonight, Frank was the only one I've seen looking to get that ball up, to get the ball up to Mitch. Because there was a few times where I saw Mitch that slash in the basket. I was like, oh, alley-oop. Nobody throws up the alley-oop. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, Mario missed him.
He's playing too much one-on-one basketball, man. Too much one-on-one.
Yeah, Mario.
And it's funny because
he needs to relax. But yeah, go ahead, Ron.
And it's funny because when you think about it, Fizz said he want 1 to 2 seconds basically with the ball in your hand. If you ain't got nothing, get it out. Well, the guy that personifies that is Frank. But you don't have him playing point guard, and that's what the guy is. That's what he came in the league as. Let him play the position. And you better have him playing Friday night. If you put Trey on Steph Curry, good night, Irene.
Yeah, it's over with. I mean, Frank himself, I appreciate the call, man.
It's over.
Frank himself is going to have a tough time.
Man,
but you put Trey out there, it's going to be rough, man.
Yeah, turn the TV off.
Turn that off, man. Ron, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man. Let's go to James in Brooklyn. What up, James?
Yo, this is James the Flappers from Brooklyn. How y'all feeling, bro?
Shout out. Who this James and Nets fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got James and Nets fan calling in on the Knicks show. That's how you know, JL. There's like us out there, baby. We got fans of other teams tuning in just to talk basketball, man.
The reason why, because I watched only the second half. I didn't watch the first half because the Nets were beating the Cavaliers, man. The Cavaliers suck.
Okay. Damn, you that confident in your team? You just
when I looked at the second half between the Knicks and Miami, I feel like D-Wade don't have to do anything because the Knicks be like breaking all these shots and then they let Whiteside and Richardson start cooking them. Like, where was the defense from those guys, man?
I mean, I feel you, man. Appreciate the call, James. I can't let you get that much airplay, though. You're a Nets fan. You know what I mean, JL? It's only right. But shout out to James though for checking in with us. Yeah, listen. I mean, D Wade is washed. I wasn't expecting nothing from D Wade tonight. You know what I'm saying? D Wade is washed, man.
Yeah, definitely wasn't.
Yeah, man.
But Enos is not doing against these centers like everybody is saying. I don't know.
I think Enos went out last night. I think that's what it was, man. He must. He hit the strip. He might have went to KOD. Yeah.
He went to King of Diamonds.
Yeah. I think Enos went to KOD, man.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Nah, we have to let that Nets fan go, man. We can't, we can't do that.
I just think he's fugazi all around.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it. All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's hear it for some real deal people. Danny from Brooklyn, first time. Danny, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what's up, man? Good night. I enjoy the show, listening to you guys and stuff. I have a couple questions for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Starting with CP.
Yep.
What is your starting five if you have to put a starting five out on the court?
My starting five, as it is right now, I'm going with Frank. I'm going with Frank, number one, because we drafted him last year at the point guard position. The point guard position has remained unsettled. Whether or not he can be that guy, I'm not saying he could be the guy. I'm saying in a year that we're playing for nothing, I want to see him get the most opportunity to fail, and then we're going to move on because it's not Trey. And probably is more than likely not Mudiay, and it's damn sure not Ron Baker. So the only guy I want to see if he could be the guy going forward is Frank. I want to see Frank at the helm, and then we can make a decision later on. At the two, we're keeping Timmy at the two. We need his offense. We'll live with the inconsistencies and the lack of defense. We need his offense. Number three, I'm going with Dotson. More than earned it. Two-way player, Jay Ellis. Right? At the four, I'm leaving Lance. Sorry. I'm leaving Lance for now. Right? We don't got to make wholesale changes. Just make subtle changes. Give me Frank at the one, Dotson at the three, and let's see where we go from there. Leave Lance and Canner. When Knox comes back, you see maybe you can fit Knox in there at the four. I'm not sure, JL. So what you think? What's your five, JLs?
Right now it would be the same. Like every time I'm thinking, all right, I'm
same as me.
You're
going same as me. Okay.
Yeah, like the only thing is like, all right, we do need the defense, the center position, but I don't know if Vonleh. If we have Vonleh there, then the scoring is gonna be really all Timmy, and that's it.
That's it.
It's really gonna be some dot. Yeah, so it's just like, ugh. But I'm with you. I'm aligned with you.
Okay.
Danny, what you think?
Well, the starting five you call is pretty okay and stuff, right? But right now, I personally think Frank is the guard. And they're trying to put everybody in a different role on the team right now and not defining who is the guard and what position these guys have. If guys know what position they're playing, they play more solid and stuff. They have these guys playing all over the court. They look confused, especially for the guards. The guards is confused because tonight you don't know who is the guard from who is not a guard. You need to know and definitely need to know who is the guard going forward. Make him solidify the guard and say, all right, Frank, you're the guard. This is the guard we're going with for the future, and let him play the guard role. We have these guys out of position. Guys don't know the position they're playing, and they're confusing themselves. I think that's the biggest problem with the Knicks right now.
That's an interesting take. Appreciate the call, Daniel. Thanks for the call, man. First time caller. I mean, JL, the thing is, right? And I see people in the chat like Frank ain't it, and people talking about Lance. My justification is this. Like I said, we know Trey's not that guy. As of right now, he hasn't proven to be that guy. Why is it that he just gets a pass and we don't just test Frank? That's what I'm saying. Frank to me is a test. It's not a confidence signal for me that Frank is the guy. I don't know if he could be the guy at the one. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see that. And
I think that's what it is too.
Full plate. I want to see a full plate of Frank before I make that decision.
I agree with you. I mean, and even like a little bit of this game where he was the only one passing. The last game, he was kind of running. I like the way he was running the Tiefin. running the offense the last game, even though he wasn't scoring, and it kind of gave him a low score. I still kind of like the way he was kind of running the offense. And I know ultimately we'll be able to maximize Frank at his highest potential if he's running the point guard and he's like a 6'7", 6'8" point guard. So I really want to see that, especially if we're losing. You know what I'm saying? We're losing 5 in a row. Throw him in the point guard position. Let's see what happens.
Well, I mean, what are we playing for, JLs? This is the development year, right? This is a rebuild, right? I don't care if they'll change the lineup every 10 games. Change it. I don't care. I want to see what these dudes can do. Let me see Frank at a full tilt at the point guard spot. As it pertains to the 4, I've been saying this since the summertime, bro. When I said Lance was gonna start at the 4, and he is starting at the 4, he's the best of the worst. You know what I'm saying? You're not starting Mario at the 4. I don't even want Mario starting, period. You can't start him. He is the Matador and Matador D. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Clyde says Matador defense, I picture Mario Hezonja. You know what I'm saying?
I actually felt like he was kind of active today.
He was. And in the Bucks game, he was active, but he just seems to me like he needs to be that against second unit players on a second unit. You know what I mean? Either to quell a run or to go on a run, like to spark a second unit a little bit. Because he's just so herky-jerky. Like Max said, he's like a JR out there. You just don't know what you're going to get from him night in, night out.
I don't know. I know he's not it. I might be willing to give him a shot.
You might be willing to give him a shot?
I might be willing to give him a shot in like another 5-10 games. Like, just see what happens. Because, I mean, when he was with Orlando, he had his best statistical games in Orlando when he was a starter.
At the 4. It was.
So, I mean, stuff is still kind of going off the Richter here. Might as well just see what happens at some point.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, I just think, Cannon and Vonleh don't fit. To me, they don't fit together.
Yeah.
Cannon and Vonleh don't fit together.
And we need that rebounding also.
We need that rebounding.
That's for sure.
And Cornette is not ready, man. He's not ready. And neither is Mitch. Mitch is not ready. I like how they use Mitch. You got to take time. Throw him in garbage time. He's not really ready.
He needs to set a pick right now. I saw him try to set a pick 4 or 5 different times today.
Yeah.
And he never waited for the play to develop before he started rolling to the basket. He just kind of like, it looked like he was like doing the paint by numbers. He's like, I'm going to just run here, then run here. But no, Mitch, you got to stay there and set the pick.
Yeah. Hey,
but yeah, he needs more burn.
This is what the rebuild looks like, man. This is what the rebuild looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. I have no problem with it, man. That's just what it is. That's how our team is gonna be looking. That's just how it goes, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All you pissed off Knicks fans in the chat, slandering each other for your starting lineups for a lottery team. Pathetic. Chris Foster, what up? Chris says Knicks testing other positions for Frank to increase his trade value. He's not a point guard. Knicks aren't trading Frank. G. Andrezzi says when Frank was point guard during that stretch in the second when Dotson and Mario came in, we started to get that run because Frank set the tone, pushed the pace, got everybody involved. I agree, man.
I do like before Tim Hardaway Jr. got here and I was doing my research on Dotson, I was salivating at the thought of Frank at the 1 and Dotson at the 2, just because I just knew we had a history of guards just killing us.
Yeah.
And I felt like those two together at the 1 and 2 would stop all that crazy penetration.
Yeah, it's like people forget we've been one of the worst teams at guarding the perimeter for like the last 10 years, man.
Yeah. Like in my perfect world mind, when everything's said and done and everybody develops, it'd be Frank at the 1, Dad at the 2, Knox at the 3, Tim off the bench. in the future.
Yeah. Nah, Tim ain't coming off the bench. He's the leader of the team, man. You're a Tim Hardaway Jr. hater, boy.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, man.
No, I'm not.
My man from church, he's gonna come with you next.
I'm not a Tim Hardaway Jr. hater.
You're a Tim Hardaway Jr. hater on the low, man. I feel like you're the new Carlito, J. Ellis.
I'm the new Carlito.
You're the new Carlito, man.
Why? Because I want him off the bench.
I just think he's
Timmy
all around.
Eventually.
Timmy was
because I said next year I want Timmy off the bench.
You missed the first quarter. Timmy came out and like somebody missed the defensive assignment. I think it might have been Cannon. He was chewing Cannon out. Then came down the stretch, next play, and chucked up like a 40-footer with like 2 seconds into the shot clock. It's like Tim, man.
That's 6-man stuff, right? Tim, that's what I'm saying. He's our best scorer right now. He's our best scorer right now.
Tim does what he does, man.
Yeah. Ideally, I just want guards who can stop people and stop the visual penetration. That's really what I'm getting at with the Frank and Dot line.
I hear you. Let's take it down to Miami. Let's take it down to 305. My guy Oliver's checking in. Oliver, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
Good, man. Did you go to the game, man?
No, thankfully I didn't go to the game, man.
Fast.
Wow.
Jeez,
look, first of all, if we're building a foundation that this is not the right way, honestly, how many timeouts did you guys notice the field goal called? Were they playing freestyle? Did he just decide to just leave them just go and do whatever they wanted? And I don't agree with the guy that called and said that Mario and Trey Burke were, they're trash. Mario was trying to play a good game. It's just that he didn't, he just didn't take it seriously at the end of the day. And then when I saw that Timmy was fighting with Cantor over defense, I was like, no, that's it.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, Tim was airing